So Ash Sarkar, the communist, self-described communist, who the BBC seemed to platform more than Gary Lineker, and that's saying something. Well, she was on Politics Live, their flagship daily political show, and she was arguing about whether or not it's right to have such large expense of the NHS budget spent on migrants who can't speak English, so providing translators for them. And Rupert Lowe, the Reform Party MP, well, he gave a very short shrift. Rightly so. Have a listen.
But the first thing is that when it comes to things like translations, that's so patients can access healthcare. It's the job of the NHS.
If they can't speak English, Ash, they should.
Wait. Did I interrupt you? Rupert, did I interrupt you? No, I didn't.
I'm sorry, we don't
No.
need translation.
Wait.
Let me
Stop
finish.
pointing.
All
How
right?
rude.
The NHS exists to provide the best possible care to patients. Now, some of those patients will feel more comfortable speaking in their native language.
Tough.
Right?
I have no interest in that.
Well, fine. Like
They should speak English. They live in England, they should speak English.
Doctors take an oath to give whatever patient comes to their door the best possible quality of care. That is going to involve some translation services. When it comes to things like DEI, I'm sorry, you are picking the things which play to your base. That's your job as a politician.
Waste of money.
No, that is your job as a politician.
That
is not where the problem is. The problem is that we've had 14 years of austerity. The country has become less healthy, measurably less healthy. It's become poorer. The Michael Marmot report laid this out. The most deprived regions are also the most unhealthy. They're the most impacted by austerity.
Well, you're certainly right on that. You're certainly right on that.
All right, well, let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's totally off her rocker because she's right that the country is poorer, but could it be that we spend the benefits bill in Britain, we are spending a vast sum of cash on that issue. So 4 in 10 migrants are actually on benefits, so they are not contributing to the British economy. Why are they here to begin with? The NHS itself, the budget continues to bloat, and we spend money on diversity and inclusion and also on the translators for each language going through the world, it seems, to enable them to be able to speak to their doctors. I'm sorry, that is not our problem. If you can't speak the lingo, well, I think actually we ought to have stricter rules for those coming here, wanting to move here, to actually be able to speak the language, to be able to communicate with doctors, with public servants, with all the rest of it. Because if you can't do that, how on God's earth are you expected to assimilate into society, into British life? She is highlighting the problem, but she's not quite grasping the extent of the challenge. And Rupert Lowe in saying, I don't care about that, that's not material to me. Well, yeah, and the rest of us. You know, Ash says there that, you know, the NHS exists to provide the best possible care. Well, it can't do that, can it, if it's got to fanny about with translating every piece of text, every appointment, every goodness only knows what, to a translator, doling out vast sums to these people. You know, everyone these days has a smartphone. Why can they not just translate on a smartphone? Why does it have to be a translator? It strikes me that they basically want to constantly go after and say, you know, it plays to your base. No, it doesn't. It plays to the British public. Reform got 4 million votes, but I bet you my bottom dollar that millions and millions more, tens of millions more, agree with the sentiment Rupert expressed here very eloquently, that actually the British taxpayer is being taken as a mug, and that actually it's time for some bloody common sense when it comes to asylum and migration, and certainly within the NHS, which, let's not forget, is a massive part of our budget and currently almost at 50% of national GDP. So the idea that we shouldn't find deficiencies within that bloated healthcare system, to me, is mental. And I'm sure the vast majority absolutely agree.